By the way, this is why the next guest says the $6 billion in initial aid promised for Harvey victims, maybe in a matter of days, it doesn't cover it. Take a look at this greater Houston area, before and then after. After now with all the flooding, before and then after, before and then after. It's like you have a fifth of the state underwater still. AccuWeather President Dr. Joel Myers on what that means. Obviously, Doctor, what it means is that the money they're talking about early on won't come close to addressing what they're dealing with, right?
That's correct. I mean, we said early Tuesday that this would be the costliest natural disaster in American history. $160 billion in losses. People said, well, you're way out of line. Nobody's talking about that much. But then we raised it on Wednesday to $190 billion. And we feel very confident in that number. As
but
you
what do you
say,
base it on,
tremendous.
Doctor? I'm curious, and I agree with you. It doesn't come close to what the numbers they were talking about originally. But how do you crunch it to get that high?
Well, a couple of different ways. First of all, we look at the data from all past storms. Hurricane Katrina was $100 billion estimated. Sandy is $60 billion. And when you look at the amount of water damage, you look at the area covered, and you look at the aftermath. This occurred in Houston, the only real tropical city in the United States, the fourth largest city. And you've never had this kind of flooding and damage in a tropical climate where you have high heat and humidity with this water causing, there's going to be disease, there's going to be all kinds of after effects that are going to last for weeks and months. But the extent of the damage, 52 inches of rain, the record rainfall, highest rain from a storm ever in the continental United States, and it covers such a wide area. You're talking about 100 miles plus east of Houston. We don't have film from a lot of these places that are cut off. They're still going to find towns and hamlets that are underwater where there's been extensive damage. The people can't even get to shelters. So it's just an extensive area in a tropical region, and the heat and humidity, the AccuWeather real field temperature is going to be over 105 degrees for several days. And it's just going to breed disease and after effects, and the cleanup is going to take an awfully long time.
I also wonder, now that we've learned that flooding, that's to be the real problem, and future gauging of storms. It's one thing to measure the intensity, whether it's a category 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. It's how long they stick around, right? Harvey stuck around a while.
Yeah, and we knew that ahead of time. That's
right.
why 5 days in advance we said this is a disaster in the making, because the upper air steering winds were very light. It made a second loop, and the rain just came and came and came. And of course, that part of the Gulf of Mexico has the hottest temperatures, and it just fed moisture continuously into the storm, which kept coming down as rain over a vast area.
Well, good point. Dr. Joel Myers, AccuWeather President, thank you, sir. Very good seeing you.
You're welcome.